Good morning, morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining me once again. It's the time of the day again. Welcome to Success Elementary. My name is Gilbert Gwaze, and you know my mission is to get you the light and to give you the light that I've received and to share the light and to create an environment where everyone is going to grow, where everything is going to turn out to be good. It's a beautiful sunny. It's a winter, but it's sunny. And tomorrow we've got a special day that's lined up in our calendar. That is for the people who reside and for the people who originate in Africa. We've got Africa Day tomorrow, and I would like to celebrate that Africa Day with one of the special episodes that I'm going to be giving you. On here, we are still studying Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and we are on the topic of persistence. That's chapter 9, and we've been studying on the symptoms of lack of consistency. Lack of persistence, lack of passion, lack of drive, lack of desire. What is it that you're lacking? I highly recommend that you check yourself against the list that you have studied. So far, we did number 1 to 10, and today we're planning on going even further. Let's see how far we can take it, and let's start to give ourselves a hard look into our everyday life and into everything that we are doing, into the programmings that we're carrying each and every day and the results that we're getting. You see, this is not rocket science. What you simply need to do is to look at your results. Give yourself an honest look and look at your results. What are your results representing? Are you happy? Are you wealthy? Are you somehow compassionate? Do you want to share? Do you see abundance? Are you putting yourself in the way of opportunity, or you are putting your way ahead and putting obstacle courses and telling money to jump all that obstacle course up until it hits you? Some of you have constructed those obstacle courses without knowing. Some of you have inherited programs that work against yourselves. Some of you, they are just straight hit with inertia. Some of you lack total persistence. They can't focus on one thing. They can't zoom in and focus on one thing. Some of you are not knowledgeable. That's why we created the School of Success Elementary, so that we get the necessary knowledge in place for the first time before we go out there and apply it. So I hope we're doing justice here, and I hope you're getting the nuggets that you're supposed to get, and I hope you're inspired to go out there and do more and to explore more about your true potential. I've dedicated 365 days, and this is day number 145. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Day number 145, which is meant to give you the knowledge through the study of one of the most beautiful books that has ever been written. It's a book in personal development. It's a book that is going to give you the necessary information and the guts to follow your dreams and to pursue your desires at a deeper level. So without wasting so much time, every day we do this, and we have since moved to YouTube. So if you can do me a favor, click the subscribe button and click the notification button. I would highly recommend that you do that, so that we grow the community and we continue to attract a lot of people who are like-minded, who are all about personal development, who are all about expansion and growth. And so without wasting so much time, let's go. We are on lack of persistence. Number 11. What is that symptom that shows that you're lacking persistence in whatever you're trying to do? Lack of organized plans placed in writing where they may be analyzed. You see, I've given you the gratitude pad as we were doing the Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. The gratitude pad is meant for you to give yourself a hard look each and every morning. Make it a habit of analyzing yourself, analyzing your thoughts. What are those things that you're mostly focused on? What is it that you're thinking about most of the time? And if you don't have anything written down, it becomes a problem for you to really make an identification and put a finger and a thumb on to the things that you're lacking or the things that you're not doing, to follow up on your dreams and to do the things that you're supposed to be doing, so that you ensure yourself a great amount of success. Number 12, the habit of neglecting to move on ideas and to grasp opportunity when it presents itself. The habit of not grabbing opportunities as they come. A lot of people, you're surrounded by a lot of opportunities. Each and every day an idea hits you. Each and every day someone suggests something that is going to take you to the next level. Each and every day someone is bringing in new and fresh ideas. Each and every day as you scroll up and down your phones, Either you're on YouTube, or you're on WhatsApp, or you're on TikTok, wherever you are, there are ideas that are being suggested. You're being bombarded with ideas. But you see, you overwhelm yourself so much that at the end of the day, you end up not taking action. The whole point there is to just grab one idea and just take action on that one idea. You don't need to be right 15 different times. You just need one idea which is sound, which is good, and which is going to take you to the next level. You see, when you bump into a new idea, when you bump into an idea that makes you grow, you feel it inside because it resonates with your spirit. Because I told you that your higher side, your higher self, your spiritual you is for expansion and more complete expression. No one can take that away from you because that part of you can't be tied. That part of you can't be stopped. That part of you can't lack anything. That part of you knows everything that it has to do to make sure that it expands. So when you bump into a new idea, when you bump into something that gives you the vibe, that gives you the chills, when you bump into a new idea that is going to make a change in your life, you feel it. It's all about the feeling. It's all about the hunches. It's all about getting yourself into an environment where there is growth taking place. And that's why we created Success Elementary, so that we continue to give out these ideas. We continue to share with you good information, that when good ideas come, you can be able to recognize them. You see, ideas are all over the place. It's just that we want to remove the cataracts that is covering our eyes, that is preventing us from seeing the things that we are supposed to be seeing. Because we all have eyes, but we all are not seeing what's right in front of our eyes. The best ideas and the best business ideas are right in front of your eyes. All you need to do is to develop yourself further and to remove the cataracts and become open-minded enough to just identify simple ideas that can put you in a position of wealth. Number 13, wishing instead of willing. Being willing means being able to pay the price, do whatever it takes to make that idea a reality. Whatever you have decided that you are now going for, it doesn't have to become a wish. It doesn't have to become a wish. It only becomes a wish when you are not acting on it. When you are willing, you're going out there and you're going to start doing something about that idea. You're going to start asking people of different insights. You're going to research, use your data, use the internet to research more about the idea so that you get a little bit of insight. You start hanging around people who are demonstrating that they know exactly what they're doing. So going out there and acting upon your idea graduates your wish into something that you're willing to get. It is the demarcating line that divides the wishers from those who are willing, the determined, those who are willing to get what they want to get. Number 14, symptom of lack of persistence is the habit of compromising with poverty instead of aiming at riches. General absence of ambition to be, to do, and to own. People have got a habit of compromising with poverty. I will see it when the stars align. I will see it when I meet a guy who's driven or the guy who's got money. I don't have any money. I will have to look for the money. Come on, man. You're compromising with poverty. It doesn't need money for you to start accumulating wealth. I'll tell you this for sure. All you need is a good idea. You need to be willing and be able to follow that idea, to see it through. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. Go out there and start selling and start looking for your customers if it's a business idea. I've always reiterated that you don't have a business up until you start having customers. So where are the customers? I would ask people when they come to me looking for loans, because I own a microfinance company that provides loans to small businesses, to ideas, each and every day, order financing and all that. The thing that I want to know is, where are your customers? If you manage to identify your customers, if you haven't found your customers, you don't have a business yet. And you're bound to make a lot of mistakes. Go out there. Finding your customer doesn't take money. Finding your customer just means you going out there and putting yourself in the way of your customers. Number 15, searching for all the shortcuts to riches, trying to get without giving a fair equivalent, usually reflected in the habit of gambling, endeavoring to drive sharper gains. You see, there is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to success. I wish there was, and I wish I could share it with you right here in Success Elementary. But we're not teaching each other shortcuts here. We're teaching each other life. We're teaching each other building things from the foundation level. Each and every day, working on your plan. Each and every day, doing auto-suggestion. Making sure that that idea, that one single idea, drives and eventually drops into the subconscious part of your mind up until you start acting on that idea. This is the Napoleon Hill way. This is the permanent way of being, of accumulating wealth. This is the permanent way of accumulating your heart's desires. You're going to have to work on it on a daily basis. You're going to have to turn losing into winning. And you're going to have to make winning a habit from there on. So, if you're into shortcut games, I mean, I've always, seen people getting carried away with these shortcut methods of getting rich. You want to get rich fast, there are a lot of schemes out there. Yeah, you might appear as if you're winning, but the easier it comes, the easier it's going to go. That's what I know. Number 16, fear of criticism. Failure to create plans and to put them into action because of what other people will think, do, or say. This enemy belongs at the head of the list because it generally exists in one's subconscious mind, where its presence is not recognized. See the 6 basic fears in the later chapter. What people are always going to say. Whenever I have an opportunity of talking to someone, I always tell them that people are always going to say, either you do anything or you don't. If you do something, they're going to say, why did you do that? If you don't do it, why did you do that? People have been talking about you ever since the beginning of time. When your mother fell pregnant with you, when your mother started to pira, that's when people started talking about you. And they're still going to be talking about you even long after you're gone. So why are you so scared about what people think, or what people are going to do? What are people going to say about what I'm doing? Just do you. Be comfortable in your own skin. It takes practice. You're only going to have to practice becoming that person who's got a Teflon skin. Developing a thick skin requires you to put yourself in that way of life. Requires you to be out there, to be gregarious. Go out there and get yours. No one owes you anything. You're going to have to provide service. You're going to have to give service to people so that they reward you with their monies, or they reward you with loyal friendship, or they reward you with all the good things that comes with life. So don't be scared. People are still going to talk. You don't need to pay attention to what they're saying. Like what we have said, that you see, this new way of developing a thick skin, and this new way of achieving higher results has nothing to do with the physical. All the talking, all the doing, what people do to you and all that, it's all in the physical realm. But you are far much better than that. If you understand your true identity of who you are not going to be worried one day what people are going to say. Because you know what you want, and you know where you're going, and you're doing everything in your capacity to make sure that you get what you want. So I'll continue for just a little bit, and tomorrow we just need to continue and maybe complete this chapter on persistence. There's still a long way there. Let us examine some of the symptoms of the fear of criticism. The majority of people permit relatives, friends, and the public at large to so influence them that they cannot live their own lives because they fear criticism. Huge numbers of people make mistakes in marriage, stand by the bargain, and go through life miserable and unhappy because they fear criticism, which may follow if they correct the mistake. Everyone who is submitted to this form of fear knows the irreparable damage it does by destroying ambition, self-reliance, and the desire to achieve. Millions of people neglect to acquire belated education because having left school because they fear criticism. Countless numbers of men and women, both young and old, permit relatives to wreck their lives in the name of duty because they fear criticism. Duty does not require any person to submit to the destruction of his personal ambitions and the right to live his own life in his own way. People refuse to take chances in business because they fear the criticism which will follow if they fail. The fear of criticism in such cases is stronger than the desire for success. Too many people refuse to set higher goals for themselves and even neglect selecting a career because they fear the criticism of relatives and friends who may say, "Don't aim too high. People will think you are crazy." When Carnegie suggested that I devote 25 years to the organization of the philosophy of individual achievement, my first impulse of thought was fear for what people might say. The suggestion set up a goal for me, far out of proportion to any I had ever conceived. As quick as a flash, my mind began to create alibis and excuses, all of them traceable to the inherent fear of criticism. Something inside of me said, "You can't do it, the job is too big and required too much time. What will your relatives think of you? How will you earn a living? No one has ever organized the philosophy of success. What right is you to believe you can do it? Who are you, anyway, to aim so high? Remember your humble birth. What do you know about philosophy? People will think you're crazy." And they did. Why hasn't some other people done this before now? You see, what I was explaining to you, that as soon as you step out of your comfort zone to pursue your dreams, the war is going to be erupted inside of you. Your old ideas, your old ways of thinking are going to come right smack in your face and start telling you all these excuses. Why are you doing it? Can't you see you're too young, or you're too old, or where are you going to get the money? What do you think? Do you think you're Elon Musk? Do you think you're Steve Jobs? Come on. There are certain people who are going to who do these big dreams. I mean, what is so different about you and all those other people? That's why we are trying to educate ourselves in the power consciousness, recognizing what we have inside of us, recognizing that nothing can stop us, recognizing the power inside of ourselves that we can explore. These and many other questions flashed in my mind and demanded attention. It seemed as if the whole world had suddenly turned its attention to me with the purpose of ridiculing me into giving up all the desire to carry out Mr. Carnegie's suggestion. That was Napoleon Hill as soon as he was handed over the task by the wealthiest man back in those days, Andrew Carnegie, to go out there and organize the principles of philosophy, the philosophy of success, into a book. And it took him 25 years. He didn't have the information. He didn't know people. He was just someone who was just a basic journalist, always writing columns and articles for newspapers to be published back in those days. That's all he was. But he committed and he decided, made a commitment, and through persistence, he continued. For 25 years, labored, interviewed with people, sat down with the greatest mind and the most creative people. And guess what? It rubbed off. He himself died a multi-millionaire. And he has, as a result of putting these principles into his book, made a lot of people believe in themselves, know their true identity, know their true selves, and has made me see life in a different way. And the hope by sharing this information is such that you see things in a little bit of a different eye. That's the whole point. Wake up every day, consume in small chunk bits good information. We are making progress inside of our lives. Never underestimate humble beginnings or small steps. Small incremental steps, they will make all the difference. As time progresses, as time goes, things are going to start to make sense. Things are going to start to be clear. You're going to see a different perspective of life altogether. I'll end here today, and tomorrow I'll continue with Napoleon Hill's story, where persistence was going to be required for him to carry out the task that Andrew Carnegie had given him. So the same applies to you. You have come down to an idea of what you want to do with your life. If you haven't, it's high time that you should sit down and start making your mind up in terms of what you want out of this life. For I will constantly remind you that you've got one life to live, not two, not three. Everyone has got one shot at it. And the sooner you start, the better everything is going to become. It's always a pleasure sharing this information and studying with you. I'll end here today. And before I leave, I would like to invite you to not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification, for every day we're going to be uploading good information and reading and studying good books, coupled with good analysis, with my experience and with all the information that I've gathered from the greatest mentors that have ever mentored me. Up until we meet again, Oman, same time, same place. This is Success Elementary. Gilbert Gwaze is my name, and hope to see you today, same time, same place, Oman. Up until we meet again. Captain Gwaze, cheers.